Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka... So I have spent the last couple of weeks telling anyone who will listen my hottest take, which is the tier 0 tier limit format is really good. Neither of the decks lock you out of the game wholeheartedly by way of a million Omni Negates or Floodgates. Both players are playing the game on both players' turns. There's no downtime, as opposed to almost every modern game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where one player sits on their dick for 20 minutes while the other one combos off. Many other people are upset about this format because only one deck is playable, but to them I say, I'm right and you're wrong. And I know many of you feel that way about other things. So today I am asking you for your hot takes. I'm not sure about the OCG, but the English Yu-Gi-Oh! Community are absolutely... Oh my god. Maxx should come back, not because it's good, but because it's punishment. Slow down! I love people who think that the legal Maxx means that people will slow down. Now I'll just do my big-ass combo, and then at the end of it, I'll Maxx with a Baron negate up. I like Floodgates a lot. Melody, thank you for speaking your truth. I will be blocking you. Probably comes from my dislike of Floodgate trap decks, so here's my unhinged take. Red Reboot was fine at 1, and I think it should have gone to 2 instead of being banned. Okay, I actually have decided that I am okay with the previous poster now. There are much worse people on this planet than Floodgate enthusiasts. The game of chicken with the Bystials is some of the most fun stuff in the game in a long time. The fact that they turn each other off when both have them makes holding them for key moments so vital and makes them feel impactful when used well. Yes, it is great that you get to interact with your opponent in this way. It's so much more fun than, now I will discard my hand trap at the choke point that I saw in an MST.TV video. That's the end of my ability to interact. Flip effects and face down traps are a cool, unique thing that no other real major TCG does, and I wish I could see the timeline where they double down on that kind of mind game bluffing by printing flips and traps that facilitate interaction. Huh. If only there was a deck that played both flip cards and trap cards. Some sort of Subterra Guru. If the max amount of cards we were allowed to have in Yu-Gi-Oh! Was 2, it would solve a lot of issues that the game has by forcing decks to be less consistent. Oh my god, you can only play 2 of each tier limit name? I'm still getting the combo every game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was not a good game until Synchros, or maybe the release of Glads. Why even bother playing the game before that time? It's slow and boring, it doesn't have combos that make the game unique. It's not even bad DM era card design, the whole game is mid. Correct! Until 2010, there is no reason to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Over Magic the Gathering. It is the same type of resource-oriented gameplay, except Yu-Gi-Oh! Has not balanced their fucking cards. The Chaos Ruler ban was dumb. The deck that would abuse it was Tier, which outside of using a Punk engine didn't make Synchros, and even then the Punk engine wasn't the best engine at all. The deck that would abuse Chaos Ruler is all of them! Toss format is highly overrated and only remembered so fondly because it was in fact much better than the 3 to 4 formats before it. Sadly, 100% correct. I have gone back and played a little bit of Toss in the wake of all of those formats, and honestly, I think we were just hungry for anything that wasn't a fucking FTK Firewall format. It's only fine. There's a reason that there's not a community of people chomping at the bit to play fucking Thunder Dragon Colossus mirrors.
Thunder Dragon Fect 1, Chain Titan. Thunder Dragon Fect 2, Chain Titan.
The Nightmares, especially Phoenix, are one of the worst mistakes in Yu-Gi-Oh! History, have led to Floodgates getting stronger. Any deck that can put 2 guys on boards now can out a Floodgate, so Floodgates have to be able to resist them to be playable. Correct! Absolutely correct. I cannot believe how frustrating it was when Castel was printed for all decks to have an all-purpose answer to any card in the extra. And then they made the Nightmares, and every deck had any out to any possible position. Not to mention, the Nightmares themselves are a fucking disaster in terms of power level. 2 of them are banned, and every other one sees consistent play. Absolutely right, by the way. You can't play dog shit like Gravity Bind anymore because they just Phoenix it away. So what do you have to play instead? Gozen, Teak-Boo, Rivalry, the cards that prevent Phoenix from being summoned, cards that prevent your opponent from doing fucking anything, because as soon as they can do anything, they can walk to their extra deck and pull their out. I love pendulums. I think the design space for continuous spell monsters has so much untapped potential, and Valence was a wonderful demonstration of how they can keep doing really cool pendulum mechanics. Well, wake me if they ever do one. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a terribly designed game, and most of the enjoyment people get from playing it is the interaction with other people. If there's one thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't stand, it's the players, baby. The game didn't need another summon mechanic after XYZ. Probably correct. Hot take, instead of having tier 0 formats, every top 64 of a YCS should be played with everyone using the same structure deck. If you're really the better duelist, it shouldn't matter what cards you're using. Incredible. This person saw Battle Pack 3 draft and went, what if it was like even worse? I know saying this has been proven to be one of the dumbest hot takes ever, but what would happen if we adjusted the extra deck size? The game would get a lot better. There are a lot of decks that want a 20 card extra, but there are a lot that really would prefer that other decks only have a 10 card extra. Removing the ability for the extra deck to be both a whole bunch of combo pieces and a whole bunch of answers to any given scenario, I think would be a good thing, but who knows? Rush Duels have managed to do things the base game has never dared to, from full arts to real card text organization. Oh, beautiful. Konami needs to either bring it over or update their cramped, dated card templating. Preferably just bring it over. Oh. Super Poly should be banned. Absolutely. Every time the card is viable, it becomes an uncounterable board breaker. I say this during periods when Super Poly is mid or bad. Any time that it has ever been meta has been a thoroughly unpleasant experience. It is only now that we have a card as powerful as Garua that people are listening. But even last format, the format before, someone should have taken this card out back. Konami's propensity to design around Halka Fibrax, a card that was banned far too late as it had been power crept in non-rogue decks, left us with a ton of interesting cards that are now essentially completely useless. Shamisen Samsara Sorrowcat, Desert Locusts, the Executor of the Underworld Pluto. No, what if you have a 1-star tuner and a 2-star non-tuner and you want a quick synchro? My most unhinged take is that Blackwing Gofu can come back to 1. This is from an account called Assault Blackwing Rakiri the Rain Shadow. Legitimately, we found a Blackwing in chat. Oh, Gofu can come back to 1, fellow kids. I'm just like you. I like playing fun, interactive game. Konami needs to stop making cards like these. It's so funny. Ghost Meets Girl, a Mayakashi and Shiranui's Tale, is mid at best just because the cards that enable it are not very strong. But in a perfect world where you get to resolve this, you just play a non-game. Oh, joy. I don't think that Harpy's Featherstorm is ruining the format or anything, but I think it would be a lot more fun if it didn't exist. Gravekeepers need more support. Give us Necro Valley 3. What the fuck? What's Necro Valley 2? Wow, you all have awful opinions. I wonder where you got them from. Pay editors more. We are carrying 95% of the community. I don't understand. Holy shit. I didn't realize how much Dire does. Dire literally edits for 7 people?